Okay, so today's podcast episode, I actually want to talk about the highs and the lows of what happened in our business in 2020. So that's why I brought Jared on, because you know what? He goes through a lot of the highs and lows right alongside with me. And so I thought it would be a good way to get both perspectives of what we experienced in 2020. And I hope you take a second and do the same. Hey, welcome to the Because I Can Life podcast. Today I have a special guest on with me, Mr. Jared Prince.
I was looking around for the special guy.
All right, I brought him on today because first off, it's December 15th and we want to celebrate you because I know a lot of you that are in e-commerce right now are getting those last minute packages shipped out the door. So congratulations for doing that. And now you get to move into the season of selling gift cards. Yeah. Sell a whole bunch of gift cards. Yeah. So we've been in your place many, many times. We know this very, very well. And we know what December 15th, actually December 16th means.
Means get your stuff out the door.
Yeah.
Now, yesterday.
Yeah, it does. And I also celebrated with a nap on December 16th. When all the packages were out the door, I felt like I got a nice... I could reward myself.
You earned a big nap.
Yep. Big nap. Okay, so today's podcast episode, I actually want to talk about the highs and the lows of what happened in our business in 2020. So that's why I brought Jared on, because you know what? He goes through a lot of the highs and lows right alongside with me. And so I thought it would be a good way to get both perspectives of what we experienced in 2020. And I hope you take a second and do the same. You can listen to last year's podcast episode where we did the same thing. And it's kind of like, remember when we used to go to Hastings and it would say, "Be kind, rewind" on the cassette?
Yeah, on the VHS.
Yeah. I think that's such a good reminder of what we need to do to remind us of just how far we've come in the past year. And we all know this has been a crazy year. And so just taking the time to reflect of your highs and your lows, the things that you learned about them and your goals going into 2021, which honestly, we think is going to break all records, even from 2020. It's kind of essential to do. We found it to be essential.
For sure. And reflection is such a great thing for just increasing your feelings of gratitude. It lets you look back on what has worked, what hasn't worked, and allows you to change systems, make little adjustments, and ramp up the business for next year.
Agreed. Okay, so Jared, do you want to kick off number one with, this is, I think, our best high.
I think this is one of our, for sure, favorites of all time. Yeah. All-time high, for sure.
Totally.
So we've been able to work with an amazing company. We've been able to donate over $40,000.
Wait. Say that again.
$40,000.
Wow! Yeah.
And obviously not in a boastful way, but it's a way that we're able to donate and really perpetuate and roll forward the blessings that we've been given to other entrepreneurs that are less served and that just don't have the ability to get their business up and going and changing their lives and their families' lives and their community lives. Yeah.
So in that $40,000, we were able to donate over 2,000 microloans, which is pretty cool, where a sewing machine means that a mom has a chance now to send her kids to school, or 2 goats gives an opportunity for a mom to put food on the table. So, and we actually didn't do it in our names. We actually did it in a bunch of our students' names, which we think is actually even better. Because as Jared and I have been able to teach and we've seen success happen in so many of our students, we get this high.
It's a little giddy feeling.
Yeah. It's super fun to see their success. So we're like, what can we do to help our students feel the same thing that we get to? And so we donated over 2,000 microloans in their name. So they get to have that same feeling that we've been able to have over the last few years of teaching.
And it's such a fun program. Like you said, they're micro loans to these individuals. And it's like a real legit business, funding type thing.
Yeah,
right?
There's training.
There's training. There's education involved. And because they are little microloans, it gives the new entrepreneur a little skin in the game, because the goal is to get them to repay the loan so that they can in turn go around and serve more and more entrepreneurs.
Which is so good.
It's just such a fun feeling.
Yeah.
To see all the great work this company does.
Yeah. And we're going to tell you later what our goal is. We decided to make 2021's goal a little bit different, but you got to hold on. That's at the very end of the podcast. You got to hold on to that one.
So a little bit about the company. I don't know if we've actually mentioned the name of the company we're working with.
Hope. Go ahead.
Hope International. They're an amazing, fantastic Christian-based entrepreneurial program that gets these loans or funding or education into people, new entrepreneurs all around the world, usually in communities that are less served. So it's just an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, that I think it was such a high.
Oh, I know.
I know it was such a high. Yeah. Yeah, we could be done right there. That was
for sure.
Mic drop right there. Okay, next thing. I thought this was pretty cool too. We brought the amazing Vina Howe on a podcast episode. And you can go back, you can listen to it. She talks about how she did over $20,000 with one shirt on Etsy. One shirt design, I should say. Yeah, not just one shirt.
That would be amazing. No. One shirt. And she opened it up for an auction.
But how she made $20,000. And she gives a ton of details on how to do it. Anyway, we started putting our videos, these recordings of the podcast, over on YouTube. Just as we're recording it, why not just stick it over on YouTube? Let's see what it does. Anyway, that video went viral in my land of 68,000 views. What? It's a #1 video over there. And I'm so proud of her for showing up and giving her entire heart, her brain, and everything, because the world has seen it. And it is such a fun video over there. And then
she made me want to get on Etsy.
Jared will be selling on Etsy shortly.
I'll find something. I'll find another t-shirt.
Another t-shirt. Yeah, and she said that in the month of November, it ended up bringing her over 5,000 views to her store. And I think about how cool we started this podcast as, we love to give tips and tricks, but to bring other people on and let them have a voice has just been such a highlight in this podcast journey. And you'll notice I don't go out there and find like bajillionaires to interview. I find people like, what was your start? What was your story? How did you get that 20,000? How'd you get that 100,000? How'd you get that first million? And so it becomes a little bit more relatable to those that are just getting started or ready to take it from 100 to 1 million. Like I'm trying to let this be a platform for other voices to shine heavily.
Yeah, and it's great because it's so fresh in their mind, the things that they did to get them to this point. And so, like I said, it's so relatable because it's right there. It's right fresh with them. It's new and they're excited about it. And it just, you can feel the energy come from them.
Oh,
so it's tons of fun.
So many good ones this year. Okay, next one. Oh, this is a good one, Jared. Do you want to introduce this one?
Ooh, yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we had an amazing virtual conference.
Okay, but why? Why do we have to go virtual?
Because of a pandemic. There's like a crazy pandemic going on out here.
Yeah, so we sold 400 face-to-face event tickets, and then we had to switch virtual.
Because last year we had a live event, and it was tons of fun. It's so great seeing so many amazing
2 years ago.
Yeah, so 2 years ago. Sorry, yeah, we are in 2020 now.
I know.
Crazy. So yes, we had to switch from the live conference to a virtual conference, but we had, like I said, we had already sold all of our tickets. It's crazy. At the live conference, nearly all the tickets sold out while we were there at the conference.
We sell out of those tickets.
It was so fast.
So fast.
So
it's crazy.
It was insane. Everything we tried our hardest to make the live conference still happen, like working with the conference center. And then everything happened with all the shutdowns. And
it was scheduled 2 weeks after the shutdown.
So, yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
No, not going to happen. Some people said, mostly the hotel where we booked the conference, like, yeah, let's have it. But you can only have like 10 people come. Like, oh, that's amazing.
That's not even our staff.
Let's do 10 people.
Yeah.
But, so we shift gears. As everybody likes this, I think the word for 2020 was pivot.
Yep.
I'm going to claimed that was the word for 2020, pivot. So
Pivot.
we pivoted and we went virtual. And I think it really turned out absolutely amazing. The way, I think this was your inspiration, how you decided to spoil everybody, all the attendees that were coming, and really keep an event that kept them engaged and loving the energy. Because it's hard to keep the energy high on a virtual thing, like through a Zoom. Like people just like start sliding in their seat, watching like this, right? It's hard.
He had his hand on his shoulder chin for those that are listening to the podcast.
Oh yeah, sorry. And Jared sits with chin on hand.
Yeah.
So I think you should tell them about your inspiration, what you did with the boxes.
So I was like, okay, at a conference, you get all the senses. You get to taste the food. You get to hug people. So you're touching, you get to see people, you get to hear things, you get to smell things. And it puts you in this whole new zone, this whole new energy for learning and absorbing the information. And I was like, all right, if we take it to a Zoom, I'm hearing people are getting zoomed out. Zoom fatigue. How can we prevent that with our people? So what we did is we got a big old box, like we're talking a dog could fit in that box.
Yeah, it's huge.
A big box. And then
I could curl up in it.
Yeah, probably. We put 14 boxes in the big box. And every single day, people got to pull out items that had to do with either the speaker's presentation, or we put snacks in there because everybody loves snacks. My favorite one was the popcorn. Yes, we included popcorn. And so I really feel like we were able to get everybody involved. We had over a 90% show up rate for all 3 days for the entire time. And I believe it was an absolute success. It took a lot of work because we had to source locally. We didn't have time to source from our Chinese manufacturers that we've got great relationships with. And so it took a little bit more puzzle putting together, but I feel like we nailed it and knocked it out of the park.
For sure. Yeah, the team just did an absolutely amazing job, from the AV to all the speakers.
Yeah.
It was just a wealth of information.
So I think the big learning point of that, Because I Can Live, is if you're brick and mortar and need to go online, you can be successful. If you're doing conferences and need to go online, you can be successful. You can pivot your business and it will still be a success with the thought of how can you serve your customers better? Because if we just got in and just were like, blip, 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 started talking that conference, I think we would have lost a lot of people. So how do you serve your clients at the highest level with the circumstances that you have? So here's an example. E-commerce. We talk a lot about e-commerce. What if you're selling craft supplies? Maybe hop on and do a virtual event where you're doing a craft party and you are showing them step by step on how to do it. Or if you've got clothing, maybe you are like, hey, we're going to do a try on. I'm going to try on these clothes so you can see how they fit on my body. So then you can see if they actually work with your body, because it's harder to go into the stores right now. And I think that was a big eye-opening thing that we learned is, and we have been virtual. It just really solidified that going virtual is fabulous.
Yeah, you can still serve in every aspect of your business, and you can still create relationships and really take care of your customers, for sure.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready for the next one?
Are you ready for the next one?
This is a good one. Okay. So imagine Alison, that's me, getting a phone call, just everyday phone call from a guy named Russell Brunson that says, hey, Alison, I got you a seat at Brennan Bouchard's mastermind in Puerto Rico. Do you want to go? Okay. Just picture for one moment the biggest freak out session possible known to man. That was me. That was me. And so what was it? February?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. February, I got a seat at Brennan Bouchard's mastermind. Jay Shetty was there. Dave Hollis was there.
Tom Bilyeu,
Brennan Bouchard, Russell Brunson, Jenna Kutcher. Oh my gosh. It was
Anthony
so
Trucks.
fun. Anthony Trucks. He's awesome.
Cool,
he is awesome. And as I was sitting there, I was remembering that a year ago, I had seen Jenna Kutcher post a post that she got invited to that same mastermind. And I said in my head, one day I will have a seat at that table. One day I'm going to have a seat at that table. And it happened. What? And so the big thing behind this is manifestations work. over and over and over, I have seen it so many times, is let the universe know, let God know what you want, and he is going to open doors for you to get there. Now, do you have to put in the work? Yeah. If I saw that post from Jenna and then I didn't do anything about it, the opportunity wouldn't have been presented to me. But I did the work and I got a seat and we ate some really fancy food.
Do you think it's because when you make that thought process happen in your mind and you're like, okay, I'm getting to work, it seems like all of your work now has a slight slant towards that goal, right? So it's not like there's like you're creating magic out of your mind, but
I think it's magic.
But you're magically changing your direction, I guess, in your flow of the way you do things.
Yes, totally.
It's not that I'm going to think about this really hard every day and then I'm going to go watch Netflix.
No. I remember when we wanted to make our first million. It wasn't like we could just watch Netflix and make our million. No, we were like, hey, what are the things that we need to do to be able to get us to that million? And it was, okay, we can sell here. We can buy this product. We can do this. And our mind was more open to this thing of the money that we wanted. And we were able to get there because we were noticing it faster. So yes,
that makes sense.
But can I call it magic? Because I do.
It's very magical.
It's magical how you start, like what you said, you start leaning towards that goal and things start setting up. Yeah. I like the word magic. All right. You ready to do the next one?
Let's do it. For the 5-day sprint.
Woohoo!
So we got in really good shape and we just took off. No, we did not go sprinting for 5 days.
Maybe Jared did, not Alison.
We did not. No, we didn't. But this was an amazing little program that made people feel like they were sprinting in their business, right? It's just a little jump start to help them find their perfect product, what this one was focused on. And it was you know what, here's the information you need, and we're doing this. You're going to have this picked out, and you're going to move forward in your business in these 5 days, and you're going to be successful because we're here with you and guiding you along the way. And as I think the accountability there was there, which helped them keep them going because each day they had to come back and they had things they had to get done, right?
We gave homework.
They had homework, and they came back. You didn't do your homework. It's not that we gave them a bad grade, but they were just behind in their business a little bit, right?
Yeah. So the reason why we started it is because the number one question we get asked is like, Alison, Jared, this is so cool. But I don't know
what to say. Oh, sorry. I was going to say it with you.
You say it.
Stop.
Oh, let's do the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't know what to sell. We hear it from you over and over and over again. And so we're like, all right, let's put together a 5-day sprint. We called it a sprint instead of a challenge because everybody does challenges. We wanted it to be cooler and we wanted to get you to that goal faster. And so we did it over 5 days and it's free. And here's a little plug. We're actually doing it again January 11th. And you can go sign up at becauseIcan.com // sprint. So you can go sign up. We're going to do it again. And we show up for you for 5 days. Yep. Now, some people have said 5 days seems like forever. Well, you know what's forever? You being in your 30s and 40s and still
not making money.
You haven't gotten a product. So let us take you those 5 days. We're going to go deep. And the cool thing about it is we actually had people making money in those 5 days.
During that 5 days. That was awesome.
It's free. Like we don't charge you. Yeah. We had 3,700 people sign up. We had about 700 live that very first day, which we had more people watch after. And then we had about 4 to 500 people day 2 through 5 that were there live with me. And then a lot of people watched the replays.
Yes. And it's not like it's all day for those 5 days, right? There are a couple power hours, and then you got to get your homework done the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's not that you sit here listening to anybody all day.
Right. We are like, okay, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. Yeah. To help you to feel confident with those first products. It's actually, we give you 2 products, not just 1. That's a little over deliver right there.
Make sure you share it with your friends.
Okay. So this is our takeaway from that is diving in to helping people solve problems was huge. So I wrote this down because I thought I was pretty clever. I got to read it. Solving people's problems helps people's problems. Okay, that didn't come out as cool as I thought it was going to sound.
You gotta say it with more rhythm. Solving people's problems helps people's problems.
Okay, I like that better. I like the little accent you threw on
maybe
there
need to
as
put
well.
a comma in there.
Maybe
it would help you. I don't know. I'm not the English guy.
What we did is we looked at what people needed, and we went out and we solved their problem, and we got a huge response from it. And so the biggest takeaway here is solve people's problems with your stuff. Whether you're selling cupcake liners, can I tell you how grateful I am for the inventor of the cupcake liner? So I don't have to scrub out cupcake pans. And here in Puerto Rico, we don't have a cupcake pan. We have a baking sheet, and then we have to get cupcake liners that go all soggy. I don't know why I don't have a cupcake pan. Sometimes I think our kitchen is like a college dorm room.
It's like we're in a rental.
Yeah, it's like we're in a rental.
We're not buying anything.
And so I'm so grateful for the people that created cupcake liners. So I don't have to go and scrub a pan, and then I can get little piece portion stuff. So whatever your product is, cupcake liners to earrings, to shoes, to hoodies, to headbands, to keep hair out of your face on a windy day so it doesn't get stuck in your lipstick, solve people's problems with your product. I'll say that over and over again.
Amen.
Okay, next one. Let's do this one. Okay, so this is our last high of the year, and then we're going to actually go into our lows.
Bum, bum, bum.
I know.
But they're lows.
We'll get to it. Don't give it away.
Okay, I'm not
give it away.
Well, zip it.
Okay.
All right. So, are you doing this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you go.
No.
You go.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
I just won.
Okay.
Okay. So we had one last e-commerce business that we were kind of actively in and running and stuff, and we sold it.
Woohoo!
Which was such a good feeling.
Do you see the virtual confetti falling from the sky right now?
I just pictured the cannons of confetti.
Totally happened. Totally
Loved
happened.
it. Yeah. So we spent some time building up this business, our pillowcase business, and it was tons of fun, right? Starting from the ground up, coming up with this idea. How do we serve? How do we solve people's problems? And we're able to build this business, and we're able to turn it into a $1 million business by the end of year 2, right? Which is pretty amazing.
Okay, but keep going. Tell them.
I am.
Oh, okay.
What do you want? What do you
keep
want
going. I will point to the screen of our notes.
So we got it there. We got to this great financial goal. But the beauty of it is that we didn't have to have our face on it. We didn't have to spend a ton of time doing social media stuff.
What?
I know. It was just a business that allowed us to work a few hours and allowed us to create a great, wonderful team that helped build the company up and solve people's problems, serve people, and just have a fun product that we were proud of and that we loved.
You know, when we built this business, we weren't actually teaching people how to do businesses. We were just like, oh, we've done it once. Let's see if we can do it again. And so we did. And then now as we're teaching people, we're reminding them we built this business and you don't have to have your face involved. And it shows people like what we talked about from earlier. We haven't gotten to that one yet. Hang on. But we want to show you, look at the possibilities of what you can do. You can start a business without your face on it. So all of you introverts out there, or the ones that don't want to get on camera, you don't have to. Does it help? Yeah, it can. But do you have to? No, there are other ways to do it. So we didn't have our face associated with it. Actually signed my middle name instead of my first name on any emails that I sent out in the beginning. Little social. Very, very, very little social. And then we were able to get full asking price for it.
Yeah, which is really cool.
I'll tell you what, that's a fun feeling. Now, we can't tell you the exact sales numbers because that's part of the contract. And if you listen to last week's episode, I talk about how to sell a business, things that you watch for, things that you do, and all those little details. But I think that was a huge celebration for us this year.
For sure.
All right. Now, do you want to get into the lows? Can I start this one?
Yeah. This is probably the most traumatic one.
Not really, but I'm just
for
there.
For today.
For today. I came downstairs to work. My Trello's out. It's not even working. My website, Alison J. Prince, is not working. And then to top it off, the microphone is broken. 3 strikes.
And we're still going. Not out.
I think we should just go to the beach.
Let's go to lunch.
So we had to start off the workday, the little breathing exercise.
Kind of glad I wasn't here first thing in the morning. Because that could have been like,
everything.
It could have been bad.
I was voxing Julie. Julie is my EA, my executive assistant. And I'm like, Julie, I don't like today.
It's canceled today.
And she's voxing me back. Oh, I love that woman. Anyway, so yeah, she heard it first. Jared got it second. All right. But now let's dive into some of the lows of the business. And you know what? We're pretty open about it. So we're just going to dive in and tell you. Is it right if I do this one too?
Sure, like, yeah, it's your show.
But you're the guest of honor.
That's right.
Okay. So we like to test. We go out there and we test a whole bunch of stuff. In e-commerce because we love it. Yeah, we sold the pillows business, but does that mean we're getting out of e-commerce? No.
No way.
It like goes through our veins. We don't know how not to do e-commerce. Like it just is who we are. Anyway, and so what we were doing is we were actually testing selling our pillowcases on Amazon. Everybody always talks about how cool Amazon is. And so we had been selling on Amazon. We were doing about $5,000 to $7,000 a month consistently. And then we decided to get serious about it and dive into it. And between the end of February and April, so February's numbers were 7,000. And then April's numbers, we had grown it to $55,000 a month, which is pretty fun, right? Pretty exciting to see
amazing
that much growth. So we're excited about it. May, we're starting to run out of inventory pretty quick because everything's selling. And then
China's not working.
June, we get, I don't even know if we got an email about it. We get into our Amazon account and Amazon shut us down, holding the money. We try to email them. They end up telling us to stop emailing them because we're emailing them too many times.
Go away.
So our biggest learning lesson from that, and no, we don't have the business, the Amazon account. They're not going to let it open up again. And they still don't give us answers as to why it was shut down. We had so many good
lots of reviews.
Wasn't it like over 300?
Yeah, and they're all like stellar, not just a star. They had comments on them. There were just amazing reviews from our sweet customers.
So good. But we won't get it back. So I think the big learning thing from that, and we knew this because this is what we teach you, don't put all your eggs in one basket called Amazon. It's too much of a risk. You can wake up and not have a business. If our whole business was on Amazon, we would have lost everything. And we couldn't have even sold it. I had the opportunity to sell it in September. Like, who would have wanted that? Yeah. Here's a blocked Amazon account and a whole bunch of inventory. Good luck. Right? No, people are going to run from it. So if you have Amazon, great. Congratulations. But don't do 100% on Amazon. There are other places you just need to level out the boat.
Just like your investment strategies, right? Diversify.
Yeah. Make
it happen.
Good. All right, next thing.
The Amazon basket. It makes me laugh.
The Amazon basket. Why?
Don't put all your eggs in the Amazon cart.
Oh, true. True. All right, do you want to do this one or this one?
Which one? Well, I'll do that one.
Okay.
Because
we got notes here.
We got notes.
So
I'm going to do the saddest one of the year. It's one of those, we're that old. It's because our oldest daughter moved out. She decided, so we went back to Utah for the summer and hang out with some family and friends and all that great stuff. And so our oldest, she decided to stay in Utah and go to college.
Dang it.
I was like, no. Come to college in Puerto Rico. And she's like, I don't know Spanish.
They're all in Spanish.
That's okay. You'll learn real fast.
Yeah.
Or you'll flunk out. And then we'll still have you.
I cried.
Yeah. It was hard. It was hard. Like I think about it and I can see it very vividly in my mind every day probably. That last picture we took with all of us on the front porch at our other house. It was sad.
It's weird. Don't you feel like when we go out to restaurants now or go anywhere, we're missing our right arm?
Yeah.
And we usually do a child. We have 4. So They do a number. Are all kids in the car?
For our family, for family photos.
Yeah.
Like if we're out walking around, we see like an amazing Puerto Rico sunset. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. We just say that, and they know what it means. It's like a well-trained litter of dogs. They just come running with their tails wagging, and we take their picture, and then we have to give them a treat.
That's right.
But now it's 2, 3, 4, and it's just not right.
No. Yeah, and just so everybody thinks of our parenting skills, feel free to judge us. Go ahead. But really what it was is I want to take a lot of pictures of my kids and to get them to line up in any type of order was like gray hair causing. And so what we did is we said, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4 means the oldest is 1, then Bridges 2, then Davis, then Lucas, and just line up in a straight row. Just do it. So you don't make your mom mad. And that became a joke. And so everywhere we went for the next, I don't know, how long we've done it, like 10 years?
Years.
Yeah. We just say 1, 2, 3, 4, and they automatically just line up. And I think in fear of mom barking.
Because sometimes those were like the most stressful moments of the day.
Family pictures?
Just smile, kid.
Just smile. Family pictures are hard.
Yeah. So that is, I think, by far our saddest low for the year.
Yeah.
But it's still at the same time absolutely amazing that she's out there having wonderful experience. She's doing
That's what we're trying to think.
She's doing her adulting, right? She called us the other day. We were chatting. She's like, "Oh, Mom, Dad, I just hate this adulting stuff." Mm-hmm. She loves her rock climbing class. Yeah. She hates her accounting class. She's in Chinese. We're like, why did you take Chinese? We live in a Spanish-speaking island. But she's amazing. We love her.
We miss her.
We miss her very much.
Okay, so you ready for the next one? Okay, I'm going to do another financial one just because, I don't know. I'm such a numbers person.
You can't do 2 family ones in a row.
We can.
No, that's right.
But I'm such a numbers person. And I think that you guys, our listeners, like numbers too, like hardcore numbers. All right, Allison, where did you really screw up? Yeah, okay, so we screwed up with Amazon. Well, we didn't screw up with Amazon. Amazon screwed up with Amazon.
That was a 10 out of 10, just for your number.
10 out of 10.
Like on the horrible factor.
I know, seriously. Okay, then here's the next one. So I contracted with a company to do something really cool. And they said it would get done in about 3 months. I paid them, are you sitting down for this? Because I'm sitting down for this. It still makes me sick to my stomach. I paid them $25,000. I signed the contract in March. I have a broken product, and they're demanding more money. Like, I have to go to my happy place.
9 months later.
Are we sitting in 10?
I just counted on my fingers.
Oh, either way.
Maybe 10 months.
Either way.
Approaching, yeah.
$25,000.
And broken finished product.
So frustrating to me because they were referred as the best of the best, but I've seen them get sloppy. And I think that's what's so frustrating. And I think the biggest learning point, we haven't done all learning points on all of them. We just keep going. But the biggest learning point on this is, am I sick about it? Yeah. But is that decision of me losing that money going to stop me? No. In business, you'll make mistakes. I remember one time when we were shipping out a big chalkboard, and we thought that the measurements were correct. We found out after we got a massive bill, I want to say it was around $70,000.
I think you're pretty close.
That we had to pay an additional fees because our box was a 1/2 inch off. Did that sting? Yeah.
Yep.
But did we do that again? No. And we already realized that we could generate money. And so we just picked it up a little faster and made up for it. And so a lot of times in business, and those are big numbers, right? Like as a school teacher, $28,000. I mean, that was almost an entire salary that I paid for this project to come back as a piece of junk. And it hurts and it burns and it stings. And that's why I'm putting it in the lows. But I'm not going to let those things stop me from my dream of where I'm going. I know that I can continue to make money because I continue to put value out into the world and I continue to show up and serve over and over and over again. And so I feel like it was a lesson learned, but I don't feel like it's a stopping block for me. Like money should not be the stopping block. It should be, okay, I learned this. Now let's continue this way and not use that again. Because when we're putting things that people need out in the world, we're going to grow. Like that's just how it works. So that was a big,
That was a bad one.
And sometimes I'm like, I just want to be the smartest businesswoman out there. There's no such thing. Like Mark Zuckerberg loses money. Jeff Bezos loses money. Like business owners, you learn, and sometimes learning can be expensive.
It can be expensive, but it's definitely a fast way of learning.
Mm-hmm.
Like you obviously now, like look at contracts differently. You vet contractors differently. Right?
Yes.
It's just, you learn a lot of things quickly that won't bite you, hopefully not bite you in the butt later on.
Yeah. And I think if I was just starting, I would have never contracted a company for $25,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's, don't put yourself in to make these contracts and debt, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We were able to.
It's definitely a responsible move. We
were able to absorb it based on what we saw. And I don't want to bash the company yet. I won't. I kind of want to, but I won't. Because I'm hoping that they'll rectify the solution. We're giving them the chance to do that. But I remember when we first got started, like we would lose $10 here, $100 there, and it's all relative. It still hurt, but I'm glad I didn't let those little hurts stop me from the big picture. Don't let money stop you from the big picture. Keep going. Don't let mistakes stop you. All right, you want to do the next one?
Sure. Which one? Bring it up here. Oh,
I'll have you do that one.
All right. And just so you guys know, like she labeled this topic dogs. So it doesn't give me a lot to work with, but luckily I have heard the story.
I put in the description, dogs freak me out.
So we're here in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is absolutely amazing. We love it. But there is a stray dog problem in pretty much the whole island. Stray dogs and chickens. They're everywhere.
Yep.
Right. And everybody's got dogs, and there's stray dogs. And myself, when we first moved here, I think there might be a story somewhere on the website about me getting bit.
Oh yeah.
We've talked about it before. Mm-hmm. And so you got to have that in the back of your mind as we tell this story. Alison was out running her little usual lap, right? Getting her exercise in. And she's cruising along, and I think you're kind of in the cool down part of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Were you? So she's walking along, kind of speed walking this thing, and she's, looking down. She's got her device out, and she's probably working. She's a great multitasker of working and exercising kind of thing. And then you caught it out of the corner of your eye, right?
Uh-huh.
These two not little dogs, I guess. They're a good sized dog. Like you said, one was a pit bull and the other one's just a big mutt.
Mangy mutt.
Kind of thing.
Like the size of a lab.
Yeah. And so when you see that image coming at you, it's kind of freaky, right?
They were bolting towards me. It wasn't like a little gallop.
Not like they were curious, sniffing around, but like beeline right towards you, right?
Yeah.
And so I would love it if you just told us what you said at that time.
I was like, I didn't swear.
So no, she didn't swear. But obviously there's a scream. And as she was going, there's a guy that had just recently passed you, right?
Oh my gosh.
So he was
like in his 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe 70s.
Super fit dude.
Dude, totally trashing me. Like, it was fast. It was so fast.
But I think a big part of this story, even though it's in our lows, a high that comes out of it is that people are amazing, right? This old guy who he could have been scared of himself. Who knows how agile he was or what he's got going on, right? He stopped, heard Alison screaming, turned around, and came running back towards him to see how he could help, how he could scare the dogs off, kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was, out of everything that could have happened, that was a pretty amazing point that people still care about you. People still care about other people, and they're willing to watch out for you and protect you a little bit.
Yeah. And then 3 days later, I cut you off.
No, go ahead. 3
days later, I'm walking to the mailbox.
I forgot about this part.
In the mailbox, to get to the mailbox, there's these two huge bushes. And it's like an aisle.
Big hedges,
of bushes.
Think labyrinth.
Labyrinth. I like labyrinth, though.
Labyrinth? Oh, labyrinth's in your inner ear.
Oh. You would know
labyrinth.
That. All right. You're a medical geek. Okay. Anyway, so I'm walking to get the mail. And these bushes are what, 10, 12 feet high?
Ish.
Yeah. So you can't see anywhere. And I don't have my phone in my hand this time. I specifically remember that I was just in a zone and I'm looking at my feet so I don't trip. And I'm in the middle of this path and I look up and I see a big old Rottweiler. And the Rottweiler, like my heart started beating and I just started screaming bloody murder because I didn't know anything about this dog.
And the Rottweiler barks like scary.
Here's the funny thing. I don't think it barked at me.
No, you said it. I thought you said it did.
I don't think it barked at me. And so all I did was I turned around and I just went into like the standing up fetal position. Like, go away, just screaming.
Like cover your neck.
Oh my gosh, I was so scared. And I felt him breathing on the back of my leg. And I'm like, he's going to bite my butt. I was so in my freaked out zone because of the week prior of Jared getting bit. And I thought I was just going to go down. Anyway, I just stand there and I'm just shaking. And he finally leaves and I walk back to the house. Didn't even get the mail. Walk back to the house and I'm literally a small earthquake happening. And Jared comes over and holds me and has to calm me down. But I think I've developed a little bit of dog anxiety.
A little phobia there. Huh?
Yeah. So I carry Mace now whenever I go get the mail or go for a run.
Take you around more dogs.
I don't know.
No. Don't worry, guys. We'll fix her.
I like dogs.
Yeah.
I've always liked dogs. I just don't like dogs that make me uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it's funny out here because usually the strays are the sweet dogs. Yeah. That's been my experience.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay. That's a low for 2020. Okay. Then the next thing, I think what we want to do, we're just going to wrap this up with our big goal for 2021. So our big goal for 2021, Jared talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but we've set something that is a little bit unique, I think.
Very unique business goal. I love it.
Okay. So we saw the reaction in our students and how they felt when we donated microloans in their name. And we were able to give out over 2,000. We saw them cry. We saw their love notes. We saw the connection that they made with Hope International when we brought Hope International in to come speak. And we were like, that's what we want. So not only did our students, and it's for our intensive program and our next level program. Those are the ones that we do it for. We saw their reaction and then we knew that we were hooked. We were hooked. And so this year we gave out 2,000. Next year we want to get to a total of, Jared, I'll let you tell this number.
10,000 microloans.
10,000 microloans is our goal to give out and with the 2,000, so another 8,000 is our goal for 2021. And I think what we'll do, I think it'd be fun to do a shirt that says 10 on it and just incorporate some branding so that everybody can get on board. Because just think these 10,000 microloans, this just doesn't go to a person. This goes to a family. And then the mom learns how to run a business. And then what is she going to start teaching her children? Business. And it's bringing these people into this education to help them serve themselves. And just the ripple effect of that, our students get to learn. And then they, in turn, get to give this microloan out to someone else that's going to affect generations. I think it's huge. Yeah.
I think my favorite part about it is that cycle that it breaks. You can give people money all day long, and it's like a Band-Aid on a leaky boat, right? It's not going to do anything. But if you're able to teach them, give them the resources they need, and it's something that they can teach their children and their family, then it breaks that cycle.
Love it. Love it. Well, this is a great episode of Because I Can Live. Let's just do some real recaps. We usually do our top 10. I don't have 10. We're just going to go. Number one, our goal for 2021 is to get to 10,000 micro loans. That's pretty fun. Another one is be willing to pivot. Willing to pivot. 2021, I believe, is going to have even bigger sales than 2020. because more people are buying, more people are accustomed to it. They don't have to learn. There's not that much of a learning curve.
Curve's gone.
Yeah. What else do you want? I did too. Jared, give me another
one. Quit scrolling.
Oh.
Like trying to read, and they're gone. So I think
I was trying to help.
So every day you're going to have things that happen, whether it's a stupid little microphone that breaks or something else goes wrong. It's going to happen no matter what. So the key is, how do you respond to that? And how do you just kind of brush that off? Because it happened, right? There's no other way it could have happened. It is what it is. And you can move forward with that. Yeah.
Another one is manifestation works. So if you want it, you can get it. So be careful, be picky, be choosy.
Yeah.
What you manifest, because it really, really happens. Here's a little asterisk, when you get to work.
Yep.
It's not going to happen if you just sit and watch Netflix. Okay. You got another
one?
What do you think? Don't put all your eggs in Amazon. Too risky.
What if that's the one I wanted?
Oh, I got it. I went first. You got to go faster.
Don't be afraid of dogs.
No, carry mace.
Be cautious around stray dogs.
His is don't be afraid of dogs. Mine's carry mace around stray dogs.
I think another great one is, as you build your business and you create relationships, if you want, and it's very possible with all of our little businesses, you can position that business in a way that you can sell it, right? Yes. You're building an asset in your life, and you can use it as a lifestyle business forever, or you can build it in a way that you set benchmarks and goals, and you get to that goal. You're like, all right, I want to try something new. I'm going to position this business so I can get rid of it.
Perfect. And then let's just follow or just end with this one. I forgot what it was. Oh, it is solve people's problems. Yeah. Don't go out there and sell stuff. People don't want stuff. They want something that solves a problem. If you've got earrings, you selling earrings is just stuff. But you selling a way to make a mom look like a rock star after she's been in sweats for 3 days, that's not stuff. That's life-changing. You selling straws, paper straws, so it doesn't pollute the earth, that's you serving customers. Change your story. Don't just sell stuff. Change your story and serve people's lives. All right, Jared, you were an awesome guest.
It's a great one to end on.
I know. Thank you.
Thanks for letting me come on. I love this podcast.
All right, this is my I did not pay him to say that either. Okay, leave us a review. Let us know if you liked having Jared on.
Great. You really don't have to.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let me know if you want him back on. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. Go make money. Put it in your pocket where it belongs. Why? Because you can. All right. We'll see you later.